Hello, beautiful, amazing, fantastic world, and you, wonderful, wonderful, beautiful individual. Today, I would like to speak about maybe a variety of topics really, but they do hang together with each other. So, I would like to speak about our supersensible being. Not only this physical is but an expression of the supersensible being we already have. You see, our ego, which kind of is the only thing that truly is really eternal here, is the one that leaves the physical body, the etheric body, and the astral body after we pass, so that it can go to Devakan and, well, more or less study and grow with the higher beings there for a while. Of course, we will have to shed our life formative forces that is forming, shaping, and keeping our body alive. That has to be put aside with our physical body. And our astral body is a little bit different because the astral body is an condensed expression of the cosmos. That means when we die and our ego, which is in our etheric, physical, and astral, leaves the physical first, then goes through then leaves the etheric being, the etheric corpse behind. So when you have looked back at Kamaloka, seen your whole life moving backwards 3 times as fast, and you, well, go through everything you have gone through, every transgression you have done against another human being, every joy you have given another human being, every upliftment, all of these things, your ego and your astral leaves each other in a sense, and the astral grows to the cosmic proportions. It becomes the cosmos in a sense. The cosmos works upon this astral body, our longings, passions, pleasures, pains, so on, dreams, and then it condenses again. And once it has condensed, our ego comes back into the astral. And through the ego and astral, we build another etheric body. Then we descend down and we become born. You see? And we choose this every time. This was, of course, just imagination that describes what occurs during death, after death. You see, you never disappear, ever. It is not a reality. You cannot even imagine that reality. You can imagine you sleeping. You can imagine you have a dreamless sleep. You can imagine yourself having a dream sleep even. But you can never imagine yourself completely poof, disappear. Because it is not reality. That I can assure you. Seriously. By thinking things through really, truly using your inner spiritual faculties, you come to understand these things. So, what we are to do is to stop being so obsessed with our bodies, physicality, our appearance, and how we look to others and so on. Because this appearance will degrade, it will die out. You will become more and older, right? And believe me, sexual interest, sexual activities, all of this becomes very uninteresting after a certain while. It becomes very old. And it is about finding what's outside of the physical and grab a hold of that. Your thinking, feeling, willing, values, morals, ethics, conduct in life, your devotional, reverent faculties, your ability for gratitude, your ability for meticulous thinking, contemplation, reflection, also being able to understand and comprehend. At the same time, also using your clairvoyant abilities and faculties to, at the same time, help others to describe what you are perceiving and knowing, so that others can also gain that in that fire. You try to light a fire within others so they can put in firewood for themselves. I cannot constantly put fire into them, obviously, because I don't even know them in many cases. But of course we know each other's soul and spirit, obviously. But it really is about finding out what is beyond your physical and live from there. Because your physical body will deteriorate and it will become weaker and weaker, and from your physical body alone, those faculties will ebb. But we have supersensible faculties that become stronger and stronger and stronger the older we become. It's important to remember this. And by remembering it and, well, more or less looking forward to becoming older, more or less looking forward to be maturing, you age with grace. Because there are many, many mysteries to be learned, even at the age of 45, 57, 63, 72, and so on. Now I just mentioned numbers up in there, but you will awaken to deeper truths the older you get, because you mature what you have already taken in, and then you build something out of it through your activity and actions. What you fight for through activity, action, effort, and understanding, you have as your being. It is second nature now. It's the same with learning the alphabet, mathematics, reading, writing, spiritual training, communication, thinking, feeling, willing, anything you immerse yourself in and use and dedicate time, sacrificing time to. And it is not long, and when you reach a certain state, the sacrifice is enjoyable. You wish to have this devotional, reverent, sacrificial act of helping. You sacrifice your own many of your own good times and egotistical longings and just want and hoarding and such. You sacrifice that in dedication to the cause. You stop distracting yourself. You become single-track mind. And in no way is that a bad thing, especially when you have found what you are good at. Once you find what you are good at, you will truly, no one can take me away from it. This is what I am good at. I'm useless in anything else. This is the perfect, this I can cultivate. And by using this medium, by using this lens to work through, I work upon myself at the same time, becoming better in every area of life, even those that I am useless and weak in. Strengthen it by snowball effect, by domino effect. Because once you focus on, well, the root, the foundation of your life, everything else follows. It's like a whole house. If you were to try to mess with the foundation of the house, the whole house would crumble. But what if the house never were very strong to begin with? You will have to change that foundation. You will have to break down that whole building and build that foundation anew, until that foundation cannot be ripped down by any kind of envious, jealous, or people that in general just wish ill upon others. There are many of those. There are many of those. And it is about being aware that they are here, they are hindrances, but not focusing on them and letting them take your time away, your intention, your attention. You use your attention where it is important, where it can be counteracted, where the evil forces can be counteracted through being, through living, not through having to fight them directly, but cultivating faculties, powers, and abilities that naturally, through your loving action, deeds, and upliftment, counteract the evil. Because people, I promise you, most people prefer a nice, kind, understanding human being contra a bullying, manipulating, oppressing human being. That is obvious to me. And that is the difference between Michael and Ahriman. Ahriman is power, pure power, oppressing, controlling. He wants everyone under the group soul and wants to be on top there and rule everyone. That is Ahriman. And he is also the bringer of death. He introduced death to this earth development. Of course, we need this death because, well, even the universe has a cosmic night. We need to sleep. And a death is but an extended sleep, in a sense. Because we do incarnate anew. So it is all about staying awake in that sleep when we pass. And that is about, well, as we say, ex Deo nacimur. In God we are born. In Christo morimur. In the Christ we die. Per spiritum sanctum revivissimus. By the Holy Spirit we rise. We are born into this sensuous world, this sense world, the world of God. Through our active activity, through our fighting and longing for the divine understanding, we grow into the Christ over our periods of our life and die in the name of the Christ. Through dying in His name, we are resurrected in the Holy Spirit. And we live by that. That is Rosicrucian sayings. And I love them. I just can't help. It is three. It's born, and then it's dying and resurrecting. You see, dying is the whole life, kind of. You are more or less dying your whole life. It's preparation for the next life. So when you can have that state of being where this life I am constantly preparing for passing, you actually live life to its fullest. Because you want to take in as much as possible. You know you are going to pass in the future. That is a given. So take that as a base standpoint. Not be too melancholic about it. It is allowed to have a certain sorrow and a certain deep, solemn, feeling to death and to passing. And it is a feeling of respect and honor for things that has passed, But to not become depressed and let that grab you for the rest of your life. It is about knowing that Christ conquered death, and through the Christ we resurrect in the Holy Spirit. So, to get the feelings for these things. And at the same time, mastering your own inner faculties and being, for remember, your physical body will deteriorate. But your soul spirit, your astral, and not necessarily your etheric will also ebb a little with your physical body, but your astral and ego will become much, much more stronger within your being the older you become. It is all about holding that stimulated and active so that it doesn't become, you see, when you are not using what you are meant to use, it becomes decadent. So if you only use your eyes to see one distance, your eyes will stop being able to change the depth of perception. So if you only watch TV all day, your eyes will be destroyed, obviously. That was just an example. But it's the same way if you stop thinking, if you stop feeling, if you stop using your willpower, if you stop using any of these, they will settle and die out. Keep them active, keep them stimulated. You know what I mean here, because when you are active, alive within you, stimulating yourself, you are making your whole being sing. Enjoy, because you are giving yourself the utmost intention you need. You cherish and nourish your own inner being so you can nourish others. And I think I will leave you with this. I love you so much. May Father, Holy Spirit, Christ, Michael, higher hierarchies, ancient masters of old, ancestors from every incarnation, bless, protect, guide, and love you on your beautiful path. And may we connect to the wonderful Rosicrucian stream. And may we deepen and strengthen that etheric force, that etheric, body that Christian Rosenkreuz and his beautiful, beautiful initiates created in the 1300s, and have strengthened it since. It is a very palpable etheric force, and it is about connecting to that true dignity, So, thank you so much. You are amazing, and you are irreplaceable. You are needed in this world. And the more you get to feel that, to understand that, and to be brave in saying that to yourself, because every single individual can say that to themselves, truly. So it's about grabbing a hold of that and connect together. Love is the way. Discipline is also needed. Discipline, love, inner power and strength, morals, ethics, outstanding conduct. Everything you can perceive in an archangel and angelic beings. Not backward beings, mind you, because they do exist. Like, in the angelic realm we have Lucifer, the astral, and in the etheric we do have Ahriman, the backwards, and then in the ego we have Sorath. And yeah, we do not go into Sorath now. If you guys want to later, I can maybe talk about the worst of the worst evil that exists. But for now we will leave him be. Ahriman is, well, to all intents and purposes, now the hindrance of today. Our intellect. You see, he is the tempter of our intellect. He tempts us to leave behind everything spiritual and just dry up and cools down and dries up our intellect completely, removing everything spiritual from it. Before that, it was Lucifer that was tempting us. He tempted us to, spiritual practices that was detached from reality. He had insane sublime wisdom, mind you, but this wisdom was not connected to the earthly. He wanted to tempt you away to his own realm, to have you as his He is very clever that way, that being. And yeah, so there are 3 different adversaries to astral, etheric, and physical or ego. So from 3 different directions we do have hindrances and backward beings that are constantly bombarding us with immorality. So that is what I will leave you with today. So let Christ, Michael, Orifiel, Zachariel, Anael, Gabriel and Raphael all protect and guide you instead of letting Ahriman, Lucifer or Sorath take hold of your being. Because they will work upon your being and make it more and more, less and less capable of connecting to the higher realms. The more temptation you fall for, the harder it becomes to stand strong against it next time. So it is about at least finding the true values that allows you to hold a steady stream to the world every day. That creative spark. Because when you speak out and put out videos out to the world astral, you literally are weaving in streams. You weave in streams of creativity, of higher powers. That is what we aspire to, at least, so that we are able to do this as pure and as selfless as possible. Because the more selfish we are in putting this out, the more corrupted the weaving in becomes. You see, we have to have as pure as possible when we inspire others, right? So this is what I will leave you with. I love you all. Thank you so much. Thank you. Goodbye.